Hi, I'm Macy.
And I'm Missy.
We're best friends
and business partners. And each week, we're going to bring you a quote that inspires us, and we're going to talk about it.
Join us as we break down our favorite impactful messages for leadership and share how you can apply them to lead with confidence and purpose.
Get ready for a fun and authentic journey into leadership, life, and everything in between. Well, hey, bestie.
Well, hey, bestie. Well, no guests this week, just the two of us. You're rubbing off on me.
I know I am, but I have to say it's kind of perfect because today's quote is all about the everyday, like regular stuff. And here it is.
Okay, tell me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The magnificence is in the mundane.
That is one of my most favorite quotes.
Mine too.
Did you come up with it? Or did
No, I didn't come up with it. It's something that's said, but we just quote it a lot in our trainings.
Okay, I know. I love it so much. So we're going to break it down, really asking ourselves, what does that mean, right? The magnificence is in the mundane. And more importantly, how does it show up in your leadership and in your life?
Yes. So let's just say mundane doesn't sound exciting, does it?
No, it doesn't.
And it certainly doesn't sound magnificent. It sounds really kind of boring, like laundry or like going through your emails.
Yes.
Staff meetings or Zoom calls or a 4:30 on a Friday. Come in here real quick. We've got a team huddle, right? And by the way, for any leader that is listening, if you have a staff meeting on a Friday at 4:30, hand slap. Like, don't do that.
No, don't do that. Your people don't want that.
Yes, it should be an email. Okay, so I digress. But here's the thing. That's where real leadership lives. It's not in those grand, big moments, Macy, or the product launches or landing that big client deal. Those are all great. But it really is in the way you show up every day. It's following up on that one thing you said you'd follow up on, right? It's remembering someone's kid had a soccer game or a birthday party. It's making sure your team doesn't feel invisible.
Yes, and yes to all of those things. I mean, mundane feels pretty much like the opposite of greatness. But
it does.
It's the foundation of greatness.
Ooh, I like
and
that.
I think that's the reframe, right? That magnificence doesn't have to look like fireworks. Sometimes it looks like a Post-it note or a check-in or a repeated action that someone says, I see you.
Yes. You were asking if I made the quote up, and of course I didn't. But the first time I heard this quote, it was presented right along with a story about a sports figure.
Now, a sports figure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, a sports figure.
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
And
I don't even know what sport he plays.
He's a football player. I can't tell you what team. I'm sure our listeners will let us know. But what I will tell you is that he is famous, Macy, for this like one-handed catch that he made of the football, like where he's arched over backwards and he like barely catches it with one hand in the end zone, which that is, by the way, where they make a touchdown. That's right, where they score. The crowd goes wild, right? It's this magnificent catch. But here's the thing, and there's video of this. You can go and see where Odell Beckham Jr. does 100 one-handed catches at every practice.
Oh, there you go.
He does 100 one-handed catches before every game.
Right.
And so it wasn't luck, that great catch, that magnificent catch. It had been made in the mundane of the day-to-day practices and the commitment to do so.
Yeah, that is such a good illustration. I find it interesting, though, like, why isn't mundane magnificent? Like, why does it get such a bad rap?
Well, I think because somewhere along the way, we were just taught to like chase the big wins, right? Chase the promotions, chase
Yeah.
the praise, celebrate the milestones.
Yeah. I mean, nobody really ever says, like, you know what's impressive? The fact that you followed up on a spreadsheet exactly when you said that you would.
Yeah, well, I actually think it's impressive when you follow up on a spreadsheet because you know I don't like the
Yeah.
details and stuff like that. So yeah, that's impressive to me.
Yeah. And all the stuff that no one really cares, that no one cares about or think it's praiseworthy, let's say, like following up on a spreadsheet,
Yeah.
that's really the stuff, though, that builds credibility.
Yeah. I mean, listeners, think about people that you trust at work. I bet they're not the ones who always speak the loudest. They're the ones who are reliable. They're
Mm.
consistent. They're present. And that's what this quote is actually saying. It's saying that the greatness is in the consistency, not the spectacle, although we love the spectacle.
Yeah, I love that though. That's so good. As you're listening, think about the leaders you've worked with and who has had the biggest impact on you, not because they like rah-rah their way with some TED Talk energy, but really because, like you were just saying, Missy, because they were the steady ones.
Yeah. And Macy, I think we're very lucky because we get to meet those leaders all the time when we train.
Yes.
Right? Those who show up and they connect with their folks and they inspire them. And the reward in that is great.
Yeah. And this is how the reward shows up, right? It shows up in increased productivity, increased team performance. And the best part of all of that, like all the regular quote unquote stuff we train on, things that can become second nature to managers and leaders, it actually is going to give them their life back, right? Like the mundane stuff, the systems, the processes, the
Yeah.
ideas, the principles that we teach can often seem mundane, but they do have the greatest reward. And the biggest reward is giving them their time back.
Yeah, I would agree. And it also helps them reach goals and
Sure.
increase productivity and get promotions and all those things that are magnificent. But what you were just saying, it becomes rhythmic, right? Life becomes this rhythm. It's not so chaotic. The mundane is about habits. And when the foundation is steady, leaders don't have to micromanage every little thing.
Yeah,
Do you agree?
I think that's a really good point. So I have a question. If we know that the mundane stuff matters, right? Like we know that mundane is important, why do you think people skip it? And like maybe skip it isn't the right term, right? Maybe the other question or kind of the flip the script question would be like, why do people focus so much on the big stuff when at the end of the day, we know that it's the little stuff that makes the big difference and not the other way around?
The short answer, I would say, Macy, we're busy. We think we're supposed to be impressive, not consistent. Or we assume that people don't notice the little things. So let's just move on and try to get to the big things.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your answer, but I also find it interesting because I feel like if we're busy, wouldn't it be the opposite? Like the mundane
It
things,
should be.
right? The mundane things are the easier things to manage than like some grand gesture.
Yeah, I totally agree. But busy and productive, they're two different things, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get
All
it.
right,
Yeah.
all right, so let me ask you this. Have you ever resented the mundane? Like, and this is what I mean. Like, why do you think personally, like, why do
Yeah.
I always have to be the one remembering birthdays or circling back?
Yes. And I also think that it's in those moments that is where, as a leader, influence is built, right? Like,
Yeah.
so let's really think of the mundane because some people are probably like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the one following up. I don't want to do the spreadsheets, or why am I always the one? But if we really think about what we're talking about here, if the mundane is magnificent, it could actually be a superpower because it could help you get out of the people pile. Like
Yes.
just using that example that you just said, remembering birthdays, for example, if you're always the only one that remembers birthdays, that's pretty mundane, right? Like you probably have it on your calendar,
You check your calendar every day. You
but
check it off.
it makes you stand out because no one else is
Yes.
doing it.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think the irony is when you do those things consistently, they don't feel like a chore anymore. They
Yeah.
actually become part of your leadership DNA. Like, this is just who I am. And we don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, it's that rhythm. It becomes a cadence of the way you show up every day, the way you think, and the way you perform. Would you agree?
Yeah. Hey, bestie, can I be real about something? Leadership can feel lonely, doesn't it?
It can, especially when you're the one that everyone else is looking to for answers, but you've got questions of your own.
But we have a solution. We created Impactful Messages, a community for those who are built to lead.
It's a private space where real leaders can connect, grow, and get practical insight to lead with purpose.
That's right. There's no fluff, just real talk, real tools, and real people who, well, they get it.
That's right. And so if you're looking for leadership people, then this is your group. Come join us at www.inspiredpeopleinspirepeople.com.
No, I think that's good. I think that we have to look at it like, okay, this is to some people may seem boring.
And I would be one of those people. Like, you love a spreadsheet, and to me, a spreadsheet's boring, but I know I have to have those systems and processes and do those things to move forward toward the things that I think are fun and are worth celebrating.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
But can
okay.
you think of something like in a personal life? Like, what would be an example? I have a really silly one, so I want to see if you have a better one than the silly one that's in my head.
An example of what, though?
Like, how can it be in your personal life, not professionally, because we keep talking about the spreadsheet.
Right.
How can being mundane be magnificent in someone's personal life, not necessarily just professional?
Okay, so can I just be completely me?
Yes, of course. I want you to be.
I think that mundane for me was when I decided. I had heard a saying that successful people do what unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. Maybe that's a quote for one of our podcasts. But I decided that after looking at research, successful people get up early. And so I decided that I was going to create a cadence of a mundane morning routine. And so
I know, but I don't feel like your routine's mundane because it is different every day.
Well, it's different in what I read or how I apply something, but it's the mundane of it's, and I don't even have to set an alarm anymore. It became habitual, right?
Yeah.
But I did it first. I mean, it was excruciating. I didn't like it. Now, there are some people who might have. Right now, I love it. I treasure it. But the mundane was following a system that I found to get up early. By the way, The Miracle Morning was the book I read to help me. I know you've heard it, Mayce, but for our listeners. But I followed this routine day after day after day. And for years, it was very mundane. It was going through the process. Not that there wasn't greatness in that. Like, great things happened, but it was mundane. It certainly wasn't fun. But over the years, it's become some of the most productive time of my day personally, because I start my day out with gratitude and, exploring my faith and getting in the Word. And so personally, that piece that began mundane is a magnificent part of my life.
Yes.
Is that a good
That is such
example?
that is such a good example. It is so much better than
silly idea, though.
So I will share my silly idea in just a minute. But then as you were talking, like, I was thinking about how, working out for me has become this mundane, but not necessarily in a boring way. But I am at the point now that I don't set an alarm in the morning to work out.
I'm so proud of you.
Well,
Yay.
thank you. Thank you. I wish it could be, I had been resistant for so long with the quiet time, but for me, the gym or our garage is where we work out most
Yeah.
days, like has become this sacred place. And I often do put on worship music in my
Yeah.
ear as I'm working out. So
You don't just
that
put it
is
in
my
your
way.
ear. I know you blare it sometimes in
Yes,
the
I
whole
do.
garage. I've heard. I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah. But my silly idea, this is so ridiculous.
Okay,
I
I want to
can't even
hear it.
believe, but I was struggling thinking that's why I threw it to you for an example, would be like brushing your teeth is so mundane. Like you have to do it every morning. I mean, I hope
And
that you do it
every
every morning.
night.
No, but I'm just saying you
Yeah,
have
I
to,
get
it's
it. I
something
get
that
it.
has to get done. Every
Right.
single day you have to do it. But the magnificent part of it is that you will have great teeth and good breath because you're doing something mundane.
So true. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this week, if our listeners only take one thing away from this episode, let it be this: brush your teeth every morning. No, I'm just teasing. Let it be this: your leadership is built in the moments that nobody claps for. It's not
Ooh, that
about
is good. Tweetable.
tweetable. Shall I say it again? I'm going to say it again.
Yes,
Your leadership is built in the moments that nobody claps for. It's
really good.
not about one big speech or solving a crisis. It's about how you show up on a random Tuesday. It's the email you actually replied to. It's the way you replied to the email. It's you remembering someone's anniversary and let them leave an hour early to celebrate, right? These things might feel small, but those are the things that earn trust.
Mm.
They are the job. So if you're tired of chasing the big moments, it's wearing you out, stop. Focus on being reliable, not remarkable. Because
Ooh, that's
that,
another tweetable. You
I am,
are like dropping them
how
today,
about
sister.
that? And the reason why, Macy, is because that's where your real power is.
Yeah, and I think I have something to add that might be a tweetable. I don't know.
Okay,
You'll have
let's
to tell
see.
me.
Let's see. I'm
Is that
listening.
the mundane creates momentum?
Oh, yes,
So that's
yes.
a good one,
That
right?
is a good
It's
one.
everyday actions like giving feedback or setting expectations or starting meetings on time, getting back to people. Like those little things in the moment feel mundane, but really it's helping building trust. And when trust is high, teams move faster, they communicate better, they perform stronger.
Yes. So if you want better results, don't start with strategy necessarily. Start with consistency.
Yeah. Our challenge for you this week, I think, is we want you to take note of the things in your life that seem mundane in the moment and celebrate
Mm-hmm.
them. Just notice something, right? Something small, something ordinary. Notice it. Don't post it on social media, right? Don't analyze it. Just notice
Mm.
it.
I love that. It's almost like make sure you have a stop and smell the roses moment today, right?
Yeah.
We bet that it puts a smile on your face when you recognize that truly the magnificence is in the mundane.
Yeah. Well, listeners, we hope you enjoyed this episode. We know it was short, but I believe it was powerful. And we want to hear from you. Do you have a favorite leadership quote? Send it our way, and we might spotlight it on a future episode.
And we'll be back next week with another quote and more leadership insights. And you know what we're going to do? We're
We're
going
going
to
to talk about it. All right,
bye,
bestie. See you next
bestie.
time.
We want to thank you for listening. If you're enjoying this podcast, please show us some love by clicking the 3 dots to download the podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating on your podcast app and talk about it with other leaders to help them find the show from any of the major podcast apps. We'd love for you to follow us on social media too. Impactful with an M _messages on Instagram and Mpactful Messages on LinkedIn.